So you've received your Helium miner, but it's earning less than what you thought it would. Well, in this video, I'm going to cover a couple different tips in order for you to make more with your Helium miner. What's up, guys? It's your boy Marcel, aka Smolcom. Let's get into these crispy tips about how to earn more with your Helium miner. Tip number 1, you are not going to want your hotspot to be in relayed mode. Why? Because in some cases, relayed mode means your hotspot is not allowed to send the data that it is trying to send, which means lower earnings. It's not the case all the time. Some relayed hotspots earn just fine, but it might be. In order to check if your hotspot is relayed, you can go to the app or the Explorer. You can also go on the website portchecker.co. On this website, you're going to click Use Current IP, input port number 44158, and click Check. If it's open, congratulations, you should not be relayed. But if it's closed, you're going to have to go into your router settings and set a port forwarding rule for your Helium miner for port 44158. Once that's done, the Helium API is going to take 1 or 2 days to update it, but you can check if it's open on portchecker.co. And if it is, don't worry about it, it'll update very quickly. In order to at least double your Helium rewards, you're going to have to scroll down a little bit and hit that like button, because that totally doubles your mining reward. Tip number 2. Your hotspot might be getting invalid witnesses. It happens for a couple different reasons. One way to check for that is go to the Explorer, click on your hotspot, then you're going to navigate to Activity and Beacons, and right here you can see Witness Beacon Invalid. You're going to click on it to open Y, and here it says Witness RSSI too high. One way of fixing this is to go into the app and update your antenna settings to a little bit of a higher dBi gain. Let's say you're running a 5.8 dBi antenna, put it up to 6. If you're running a 3 dBi, put it up to 3.2. And most of the time, that will fix it. You can also run into invalid witnesses because of another hotspot being way too close. That's why I wouldn't recommend running multiple right next to each other. If you're going to run 2 in the same house, apartment, maybe put them at each extremity of it. Also, if you're running multiple on a single router, you're not going to be able to port forward both. Tip number 3. I know this sounds stupid and you hear it over and over again, but upgrade your antenna. I've got 2 Bobcats running right next to each other, one with the stock 4 dBi antenna and one with a 3 dBi aftermarket antenna. Can you guess which one gets better rewards? Well, it's the one with the aftermarket 3 dBi antenna. As you can see, the one with the 4 dBi only made 0.076 helium these last 24 hours, whereas the one with the 3 dBi antenna made 0.264. That's almost 4 times the earnings, and in order to do that, I just spent $40 for an aftermarket antenna. Don't forget to update the antenna information in the app when you install it, because with proof of coverage version 11, that does matter. Every setup and location is different. I live in a big city, that's why I'm running at 3 dBi, because I don't need my signal to go very far. But for instance, if you're up in the mountains, you'll probably do better with an 8 dBi than a 3 dBi. And what it all comes down to is testing. So get these antennas and try them out. Now, with antenna changes comes also line of sight. I knew line of sight was pretty important, but I moved one hotspot to a different location, and the next day it started making double what my first location was making, and they're at the same height, overlooking the same city. It's just one of them has a little bit more of a clearer line of sight. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do digitally for this. You're going to have to actually go out in the real world, be sociable, and ask friends and family or small businesses for hosting locations. Tip number 4 is going to be to upgrade your transmit scale. In case you didn't know, the Helium Explorer shows hex with already installed hotspots, but it doesn't show hexes for transmit scaling. In order to see those, you're going to go to hotspotty.net. You're going to click map. Now, I'm going to pick one at random. Let's go for this dude. Then click reward scaling, and that will bring up a map with the hexagons. So as you can see, these guys might be a bit too far, but for instance, if your hotspot is right on the side of a hex, what you could do is move its position digitally right over here. Go to reward scaling. You can see that right now it has a terrible transmit scale. You're going to click on edit placement, and let's say we move it right here. Now it's out of the green zone. So his 0.14 transmit scale just went up to 0.71. And that means every hotspot that will witness this guy will get higher rewards. And if everybody does this, we'll all get higher reward. Now, with proof of coverage version 11, I wouldn't recommend updating that hotspot's location more than 200 meters apart from where it really is, because I think otherwise you keep getting invalid witnesses. But 200 meters can make a difference. And then if 200 meters doesn't make a difference, I'd recommend just finding a different location for that hotspot. Tip number 5, in order to earn more helium with your helium, you could stake it. Either by staking helium in a staking pool, because otherwise if you want to become a validator, you need 10,000 helium, and that's pretty much $340,000 right now, and I don't think most people have that kind of money. Or you could just transfer it to an exchange, swap it for something else, and then stake that. Some staking ideas would be Anchor Protocol that pays 20% on some stable coins yearly, or if you're a bit more risky of an investor, you could go into Rome DAO for 100,000% a year, Time Wonderland, and much more decentralized finance projects. Also, once your hotspot's paid off, you could just go and buy another one or get into a different project, such as Planet Watch hotspots that pay $7 a day pretty consistently. I actually made a video on Planet Watch, so I'll put a little thing right here. Yeah, that's it. Now, if you have a problem with the location of your hotspot, you can't get high enough or whatever, I'd recommend going to businesses, because if you offer to pay their internet bill monthly, most small businesses will be very happy to host your hotspot. 93% of you guys aren't subscribed, so I'd appreciate it if you scrolled down a little bit and made that red button turn gray. That would be awesome. Also, if you have any questions, drop a comment, drop a like. I do stream on Twitch pretty much daily, so if you have any questions you want to ask while I'm live, that is the place to be. I'll have a link in the description. It was your boy Marcel, aka Smokecalm, and I'll catch you in another one. Peace.